Okay. Read with me from...
I got 2 hours too.
That's good. Oh. Read with me from John 14. Let's start in the first verse. Let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many dwelling places. If it were not so, I would have told you. For I go to prepare a place for you. I want to talk about this verse. I remember as a child, my father had a friend who loved this verse. And he would often walk around just saying, let not your heart be troubled. And he would just quote this scripture. And I remember that man as a very happy man. He just always had a lot of joy. And really, if the world looked at him, they would have not really particularly understood why he had joy. Because he just had a mediocre job. He had a small little house. He just barely had his needs met. But he always walked around with a lot of joy. And I believe for one reason is because he just liked to quote this scripture and say, let not your heart be troubled. And I believe that began to stir up in him, and he just had a lot of joy just from quoting that scripture, because it put his mind on God. And I believe that's why he had joy, because he constantly was putting his mind on God, and he remembered the promise that God is telling us that we don't have to have troubled hearts. But I know, and you know, that in this day in which we live, there are a lot of people that have troubled hearts. They don't have peace. In